it looks like the Lakers may be in a bit of trouble. The Denver Nuggets have gone up 2-0. They remain undefeated at home in these playoffs. The Lakers are also undefeated at home in these playoffs as well. So what I thought is it could be battle of the home teams. Although I have the Lakers winning in 7, I think they go into Denver in that game 7 and win. That was my prediction. But it's not looking too good because the Lakers in 2 straight games against the Nuggets have opportunities to win each of these games. Jamal Murray decided to go back to the bubble. Jamal Murray scored 23 in the fourth quarter and keep the Nuggets undefeated at home and take a 2-0 series lead. So I want to know, how did Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets, how were they able to take Game 2 at home and go up 2-0 against the Los Angeles Lakers?
Well, they were plus 18 in three-point shooting, and LeBron was 0 for 6. I don't think he's hit a three-point shot in like 4 or 5 games now.
19 straight missed three-pointers in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so that's pretty bad. So, I think that the three-point shooting, that was the difference. Plus 18 for the Nuggets. That made all the difference. And then Jokic, you talk about consistency, man. That guy is very consistent. He had 17 rebounds, 23 points, 12 assists. He averages a triple-double. He's an amazing player. And they haven't found an answer for him, the Lakers. And on the Lakers side, you got LeBron, 22 points. Anthony Davis, 18 points. Reeves, 22 points. Hachimura, 21 points. They had pretty balanced scoring, but they couldn't hit the three-point shots. 26% from the three-point range. And it was LeBron who was 0 for 6. That was the difference in the game.
I think in large part, if LeBron shooting 0 of 19 for his last in the fourth quarter, I think the only threes made in the fourth quarter was, I think, game 1 against Memphis, if I'm not mistaken. You missed 19 straight fourth quarter threes. That's a problem.
One other point I'd make, the rebounding as well. Where's Anthony? Well, Anthony Davis had 14 rebounds, so you can't criticize him for that, but they still got out-rebounded by 9.
Right.
Jokic with 17 and Murray with 10.
Yeah.
It's big.
Absolutely, it is big. Although, I won't say it's a solution, at least. It could be a little bit of a problem. They didn't know who to put on Jokic, and it's hard to put Anthony Davis on Jokic because you want him on both ends. If you put Anthony Davis on Jokic and then expect him to score 30 points along with 20 rebounds, that ain't going to cut it. He's going to be gassed by the third quarter. So I think a good idea, and what they've been doing, although I would have started Hachimura over Vanderbilt, is Hachimura actually is doing a pretty decent job to good job on Nikola Jokic. Now, look at Jokic. Generally, he's scoring, 30-something points along with 16 rebounds and, 13, 14 assists. Now he's only scoring 23 points, and I understand he's still a triple-double, but the points is what matters. And honestly, the Lakers are doing one thing throughout this entire season. They do it very, very well. It's draw fouls. 18 fouls, and I understand that the Nuggets drew more fouls, but that was very late in the game, and I think Jamal Murray hit like 9 straight free throws or something like that. Crazy. He hit a lot of free throws late in the game when they were trying to foul, get back in the game. So for the most part, I would say the Lakers actually won the drawing fouls competition. But here's what's interesting. I'm not going to put this on the fact that LeBron and AD combined for 40 points when they should combine for more. Because I just think this is simply on the surrounding players, and Austin Reeves I'm not going to include in this. Austin Reeves had, a phenomenal game throughout these entire playoffs. He's had a phenomenal playoff run. For an undrafted guy coming in and, putting in efficient minutes, I would say he has the trust of LeBron James, which I think is pretty hard to do, especially if LeBron's considered, arguably, at least in my mind he is, but arguably the greatest player of all time. To have that trust is important. I'm putting on a guy that should be performing better than he is, and that's D'Angelo Russell. He was supposed to be your third or fourth scoring option, whether or not you want to put him ahead or behind Austin Reeves. He put up 10 points in this game, 1 of 5 from 3. That ain't going to cut it. You need D'Angelo Russell to score at least close to 20 points, and he just couldn't do it. The Lakers threw away several opportunities in this game. LeBron, he missed the open layup. He tried to do some fancy
dunk and lost the ball.
It was a complete mess. And I guess technically it's the last. Yeah, it was the last Lakers possession. LeBron got it stripped. If you made a three, that would cut the lead to 2. You at least had a chance. I know it's very, very unlikely with 9 seconds left in the game, but there is a chance that could happen. I've seen crazier things. You had, I think Tracy McGrady scored 11 points in 33 seconds. Stuff like that happens. Crazy stuff like that happens. But the surrounding cast, Dennis Schroeder, who I would think is a pretty important aspect to the team, 2 of 9, 4 points, not looking too good. They did not perform very well. Lonnie Walker, he had one glimpse of hope in the previous series. Now he's back to his normal Lonnie Walker self, averaging about 10 minutes a game. Rui Hachimura, he had a great game. Phenomenal game. I would still start him over Jared Vanderbilt, who only played 16 minutes. I don't understand that. I don't know if you were trying to say, we have a solution in Rui Hachimura, but we're going to throw off the Nuggets and not start him.
Well, Hachimura played 30 minutes.
Right, and I think
Vanderbilt played 17.
I think he started 7 of 7 for the game. That's incredible. What he was doing was phenomenal. I got to see more from the players that I think should be there. I mean, Malik Beasley's not even playing right now. He was supposed to be your wing defender. Him with Vanderbilt was supposed to be your wing defenders, and D'Angelo Russell was supposed to be your consistent scorer, or at least close to consistent scorer. Because Anthony Davis is inconsistent, LeBron is 38 years old. You're not going to expect LeBron James to carry you all the way to the finals, even though that's what I think some people are expecting. He can't do that. If you look at the numbers, he's actually a slightly better Jaylen Brown than he is his former LeBron James self. And it's sort of unfair to compare. It's the same thing with Tom Brady, I think. Tom Brady was not Tom Brady of 2007 or 2010. That was not the Tom Brady we saw. We could have seen that. I think a fair comparison would have been Tom Brady versus 2019 Tom Brady, or Tom Brady of the previous year, not Tom Brady versus the peak of greatness that he was. LeBron James, we're still expecting him to say, okay, Lakers, I got this. Let me just carry you on my back. We're gonna go to the finals where we're gonna win. That's not the LeBron James we're going to see. And that's not a knock on LeBron. That's just the realistic output. We saw greatness for 20-odd years, and now we're going into a playoff series, and we expect LeBron James to go out here, drop 35 a game, and maybe average a triple-double. That's just not what's going to happen. He's averaging a double-double, which is impressive. 24 points and 10 rebounds.
Triple-double. Missed it by 1 rebound.
No, he nearly had a triple-double, but we shouldn't expect that day in and day out. I think that's unfair to LeBron. LeBron is still, in my mind, the greatest player of all time. But we shouldn't expect him to consistently carry an NBA franchise, especially when you have players like Austin Reeves, who's definitely been performing, like a D'Angelo Russell, who has history. He's been a pretty good player throughout his career. I would say he's above average. You also have, this guy, Anthony Davis, arguably the Lakers' number 1 option, because LeBron may not be a full number 1 anymore, which is fine to say. That's not a knock. That's just the realistic outlook of it. Now, Anthony Davis should be the guy. And he's generally not there, but I'm not going to bash it because he did sort of his part. 14 rebounds, 18 points. Now, that's not going to win you games. You need Anthony Davis to score mid-20s generally, but he didn't have technically an off game. He did not have a terrible game.
He had 4 assists.
4 assists.
4 blocks.
That is what it is. He sort of got into foul trouble, too, with 4 fouls. He also had 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers.
Led his team in that regard, second in the entire game behind Jokic, who had 5. So I'm putting this on the surrounding cast of Anthony Davis and LeBron James and even Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves performed fine. Hachimura performed fine. But you have Dennis Schroeder, who is a pretty good player. I would say he's above average, just like D'Angelo Russell throughout his career. I expect more from a guy who, a large part of his career, he's been able to perform. He's looked good throughout his career. This is his second stint with the Lakers.
Well, D'Angelo Russell is the one that really let him down, I think.
I would agree with you. I mean, he shot 3 of 8. Dennis Schroeder shot 2 of 9. Not great from your first of all, your starting point guard, and at least on this line of depth chart, your 6th man, Dennis Schroeder. Not a good look. Not a good look at all. So you got to go out. I think you mentioned rebounding. You got out rebounded by 9. You got out assisted by 1. You had more fouls. You had slightly less turnovers, which is good. You're not losing the turnover battle. It's really about what can you do? Transition, defense. I mean, Nikola Jokic, he'll get his. But if you could hold on to 30 points like you have in the first 2 games, I would definitely feel some hope. But if you throw away the first 2 games like you did, I would be a little bit discouraged because you're right there but you can't exactly get to the promised land. You can't get that W, and that's what I think you're gonna need to do. I think, honestly, if D'Angelo Russell has a decent game and Dennis Schroeder has a decent game, you only lost by 5, you could have easily won this game several times over.
Well, we'll see what they
even
do
with Jamal Murray dropping 23 in the fourth.
We'll see what they do at home. They may turn it around.
I expect them to. They're undefeated at home. I think if you lose one home game, I'm scrapping the series. It's done. Finito. Nuggets in 5 or 6. Honestly, because if you can't get both on home, you're undefeated at home. If you can't win both home games, I'm seriously concerned.
They have to win both home games. They'll be down 3-1 if they don't.
That's what I'm saying. You got to be. I would throw out the series based on that. If you go down 3-1 in the series, it basically call it over. Because guess what? If they win a single road game, if the Nuggets win a single road game, you got to play Game 5 in Denver, where Denver's undefeated. Now, I think in Game 7 that could happen, and that's why I picked the Lakers in 7. They'll come up with some weird virtuoso games. I could see a vintage LeBron performance in Game 7, sort of put the game away, play 44 minutes, drop 35 points, but you got to get to that Game 7. And I think if you lose one on the road, there won't be a Game 7. And hell, there may not even be a Game 6. I think this could end in 5 if the Nuggets win a single road game. I would definitely call Nuggets in 5. Yeah, because I don't see.
Think it's
the Lakers winning on the road right now.
The Nuggets to win one in L.A.
I completely agree, and I'm nervous about that because I expect the Lakers to actually be
pick the Nuggets.
Competent. I think that's a smart pick. I think it's a very, very smart pick, but we'll see. We will see. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.